What up, LDBC? What up, boxing fans? Let's make this video. Let's get it popping. But I know I haven't been making too many videos lately, but I've been extremely busy, other things, and I try to make more videos as much as I can. So shout outs to everybody in the boxing community. Shout outs to the LDBC. Shout outs to everybody, man. It took a long time for me to start saying all the names. You know who you are. I've shouted you out before. Dream Chasing Boxing. I don't know if I've shouted you out before, but shout outs to you. 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, EJ Boxing, Natty, everybody, man. Everyone. If I fucks with you or not. You already know. But yeah. I'm here to talk about some boxing, man. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about Von Fire getting knocked out. Von Fire got knocked out last weekend, and we know why. Okay, that's what happens when a fighter does not fight at the level they're supposed to. Fighter skills erode, and if you're not keeping up to a certain level of fighting, eventually you're going to meet a guy who's just a bit above average, who's just about average enough to give you that work. And that's what happened the other night. And I'm not gonna say that Von Fire is trash. Neither is the guy he fought. It's just at that level, at the level that he should be fighting at, he wasn't doing that. So this is what happens. All right. So let's move on. We got Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and I want to say this. This fight is a 50-50 fight. I see people saying, "Oh, Thurman gonna do this and Porter gonna do that." This fight is a 50-50 fight. It depends on which one of these fighters puts in his style of boxing, okay? Who establishes his style of boxing in the fight on the other. If this fight becomes a boxing match, a range match, distant match, it favors Keith Thurman. If it becomes an inside fighting match, a battle on the inside, body shots, grueling, mauling shots, it favors Sean Porter. So this fight is a 50-50 fight. This is not a fight you can easily bet on one fighter or the other. It's a 50-50 fight, okay? And don't look at sparring sessions to determine what's going to happen. They have headgear and big-ass gloves, all right? They're going to have to feel each other's power, all right? And take some punches, some real punches on the inside and on the outside, or however they're going to, whoever's going to establish their style on the other, okay? So we can't go by sparring. We just have to see the fight. And it's a great fight. It will determine who. Look, if Sean Porter wins this fight, we know Kell Brook won't have a rematch with Sean Porter. We know that. So Sean Porter, who's been already fighting top guys, like Adrian Broner and all these other people, he's either gonna have to fight the few other top people, which is Danny Garcia and maybe one or two other guys, Errol Spence or the likes, and then he's gonna have to move up to 154. I think same thing goes with Keith Thurman. I think he's also gonna have to do the same thing. Eventually, these guys are gonna have to look upward if they can get through these other guys at 147. They're gonna have to look upward to 154. All right, this is what's gonna be the end result of that, because these are young men that are still growing physically, mentally, and once they've done what they need to do in 147, they have no choice but to move on, because nobody's going to sit there and watch them milk the 147 division and fight bums after they've beaten all these other guys for the next 5 to 6 years. Nobody's going to sit there and watch them do that. Okay? So they're going to have to go up eventually. Now, we know we also got the Deontay Wilder fight coming up with Areola. I think that's a very, very exciting fight. I don't think it's the fight we wanted, but it's an entertaining fight. I'm sure you're not going to be bored. Okay? And we could have got the fight everyone wanted, but if someone didn't cheat, didn't break the rules, even if he broke just a fraction of the rules. He put the fight in jeopardy. Deontay Wilder had nothing to do with it. It was him. So the blame is all on Povetkin. Okay? Hopefully, Deontay Wilder will get a Fury next, or a Joshua or something like that after this fight. Okay. Now, I also want to talk about Andre Ward fighting Kovalev, man. You know, when people are talking about pound for pound, I want to know what other fighter is making the moves Andre Ward is making, and the whole entire boxing, the whole sport of boxing. Who out there is fighting one of the top, I'll say top 3 most dangerous? You know what? I'll say he could be top 2. Kovalev could practically be the most dangerous person to fight in boxing. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. Kovalev is the type of guy that when you get out of a Kovalev fight, you are in favor of the boxing gods if you come out unscathed. Have you seen look, this guy? Yes, he's murdered. He's killed, not murdered, but he killed someone in the ring, and when you look at the Pascal knockouts, Pascal has a look on his face when he's getting hit. Looks like he doesn't know where he is, and he's just staring into lights. It's not a good thing when people are getting hit and they look like that. They can die. This is not a guy that he knocks you down and you get back up and you weather and you're still okay. No, it's a guy when he hurts you, he takes something out of your head. Okay? Anyways, man, I think when we're looking at pound for pound, we need to look at guys like Andre Ward and see what they're doing. Okay? They're the definition of pound for pound. And I think if Andre Ward beats Kovalev, that conversation pound for pound is over. It's a case closed. And a lot of people are hoping he loses. Because if he does that, the fighters that they're pushing out there are not going to be the ones on the pound for pound list. All right? That are number 1, actually. Now I want to talk about Golovkin, man. I understand Golovkin is being ducked in the middleweight division. Let me explain how. I really care about the middleweight division because I have 2 favorite fighters of all time. Jack Johnson, not because I've seen him fight, but because I've seen the footages. And I know the history behind Jack Johnson. And Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And I really like the middleweight division. And let me explain, man. I do understand Golovkin is being ducked. I understand that he's being ducked. But I also understand that he's not being fair to the fighters who he's trying to make fights with sometimes. Okay? Now, you look at Billy Joe Saunders. When fighter is bringing something to the table for you that will benefit you, okay? You got to bring something to the table that entice them to give up what you're trying to have from them. Okay? What Golovkin desperately needs in his entire career, and time is running out, people. This man is 34 years old. What he desperately needs is a legitimate opponent that they can go, hey, yeah, he beat that guy. But even then, you know what? He needs an opponent that's good, an opponent that is worthy, that is on the level of somebody who you can almost call a first ballot Hall of Famer on his resume. All right, he needs that type of opponent on his resume. And even those guys he's trying to fight at middleweight can't give him that. But they can give him a name to stand on, some sort of validation. that he's a true champion. Okay? And Billy Joe Saunders can bring that to him. They can bring him some sort of validation that he's a true champion. Okay? But for him to acquire that, you have to be willing to play ball. You got to be willing to give up something, which is, in this case, money. You have to be willing to pay. Because what can Billy Joe gain from you? He already has a title. He's already a champion. Giving him more belts is not that more enticing. But money will entice him to get in that ring with you. So it's you who needs him. He doesn't need you. You have to do what you need to do to get him in the ring. And if you're not doing what you need to get him in the ring, then you don't really want him in that ring. See where I'm going with this? Now, let's talk about another guy in the middleweight division. Danny Jacobs. I remember way back when the rumors was going around, Golovkin offered Billy Joe Saunders $6 million and Billy Joe wouldn't take it. Those were the rumors by the Golovkin fans. Remember, those were the rumors by them. Okay? Now, I remember Danny Jacobs, who had just beaten Peter Quillen and had earned $1.5 million. When Danny Jacobs was asked to fight, if he would fight Golovkin, he replied, he said, "I'll fight him." But what he asked for $2 million. $500K more than what he made the previous fight, fighting a non-contender, a non-title holder. Meaning, if you're fighting a championship match, wouldn't you expect to earn more for that championship bout? Now, when they said that, they said, he priced himself out, he ducked for $2 million when he just earned $1.5 million. Now I'm asking you, Danny Jacobs will beat Peter Quillen. What does he offer Triple G? The same thing Billy Joe Saunders offers Triple G. It validates his championship. Now, why would you not pay this man $2 million to get him in the ring, to make, and what's funny is you don't ever hear them talking about Danny Jacobs. Alright? I wonder why. But I would like, see, this is the thing. Triple G, you're getting old. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen. You guys are going to start calling me Nostradamus. Because it seems like I have to tell you what's going to happen every time. Now, Triple G is going to fight more bums. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And eventually, the WBA is going to put in demand that, because he's not bringing enough money. So they're going to say, hey, bro, you're not Mayweather, you're not Canelo, you're not bringing that money. So you're going to have to find a mandatory, which is Danny Jacobs. And guess what's going to happen? Either they're going to have to give Danny Jacobs the money he asked for, or it's going to go to a purse bid, and they're going to have to do things on Al Heyman's terms. Okay? And if not, guess what's going to happen? They're going to strip him of his title and give it to Danny Jacobs. And you know what's funny? What's crazy about that? That shows you who needs who. Triple G needs Danny Jacobs more than Danny Jacobs needs Triple G. Because all Danny Jacobs have to do is just sit back and wait. All he has to do is sit back and wait. Wait for the WBA to say it's a mandatory fight next and he has to defend the title. And once that happens, he has two choices. Well, three. Either he gives the man the money he wants, or it goes to a purse bid, and it's on Al Heyman's terms. Fight has to be on Showtime, PBC, right? Which most likely they were not going to go for. And they're going to get stripped. Okay? Going to get stripped of the WBA. And Jacobs becomes the champion anyways. Now, you can get mad.